Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to PM with Kim, y'all. A wonderful Wednesday evening to you. Welcome back to all of my regulars and to my new people on this journey. Just joining me on this journey. Welcome aboard. This is PM with Kim, and I appreciate you circling back around and coming to sit with me for a few. I pray that your day was just that wonderful and that it exceeded your expectations and that all is well in your mind, your body, and your spirit, and that you all is well on your side of town, on your side of the world, and that it was a good day, a wonderful day. My day was decent. I wouldn't call it wonderful, but I wouldn't call it terrible either. It was right there in the middle, so glory to God. Could have been worse. So I hold on to the small wonders. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I appreciate you all circling back around and coming to sit with me. And as I try to give you some evening inspiration, some aha moments, some things that strike me. And if you've tuned in this week, I've been thinking about, I've been Holy Spirit led to structure it a little bit more for my evening things, and so I have a theme each evening. And Monday was mental and emotional health Mondays. Yesterday was talk about it Tuesday. Just spin the wheel and whatever topic lands on, that's what I talked about. And then today on Wednesday, I call it Wednesday Wonderings. And if you have been sitting with me anytime, my mind it works all kinds of ways. And so I'm driving along today thinking about, what am I wondering about? I wonder about a lot of things and stuff. I wonder about. People are like, really, Kim? So I ain't gonna hold you long. I don't have a whole lot of wonderings. I have a lot, but they don't make sense half of the time. So ain't no need for me to have y'all mixed up in my mind. So, but I have a few wonderings that kind of popped in my spirit as I'm driving home today and thinking and pondering things. And one of the things is I wonder if this platform is really blessing somebody. I pray every time before I get on here and say, Lord, use me. And if I can bless one person, then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I take it seriously, and I'm really, this is something that I could pour all of my time and energy into, and if it were able to sustain me, and I'm new on this journey, so I'm not lacking faith, but I'm like, ain't no whole lot of people, jumping on board, and am I really having an impact? And because my thing is, I have territory to take, I have impact, I have kingdom building, and that's my goal. And that is always the preface when I'm doing these videos is, wanting to be a blessing to somebody, wanting to help to renew and revive minds and spirits and encourage and motivate. So I was kind of wondering, like, is it worth it? I mean, not is it worth it, because it's for God. To God be the glory. But am I making any kind of a difference? And so I wonder, because I look at, I have other people that I follow and I watch, and they got loads and loads of subscribers, and they some of them are good, some of them just average. And, I'm like, and I'm watching all these videos on how to get extra subscribers and how to do all of this. And, the Lord will make it what He wants it to be when He wants it to be. He said He makes everything beautiful in His time. And so I'm, so that was one of my wonderings, like, I'm pouring a lot into it. Am I really helping anybody? But the one thing is I can say yes. I can't say yes today because I'm helping myself, because this is like my therapy. So, and my whole thing is that I can be a blessing to somebody. And what I do is, when I'm having my moments, I go back and I watch my own videos so that I can encourage and motivate myself, so that I can, hold on and keep on keeping on. And so yeah, I guess I just answered my question, because if nobody else is being blessed by it, I'm blessing myself. So that was one of my wonderings, and I try not to get discouraged. because I have a vision, and I guess, if God put the vision in my heart and in my spirit, he put it there for a reason. And when he's ready to move it, he will. So I'm just going, I'm gonna keep doing it with fidelity like I always do. But, I do get discouraged sometimes, and, I wonder, I wonder. So that was, that was one of my first wonderings today. And then I kind of went back to undergrad. Sometimes I wonder what people say or think. I don't care what people think about me, but it'd be interesting sometimes to get in the head of people. And I had a funny thing, in your life and in your walks of life and everything. There's, you have, when you're talking about certain people or back in the day or whatever else, you would have code names for people so that, if you and your girls or you and your boys was talking about somebody and you had this code name, ain't nobody really know who you were talking about. Y'all knew who you were talking about. And so I thought about us in undergrad and there was this guy, I don't even remember the dude's name. I don't even remember like what was so special about him, but we would call him Shakespeare. I think he either rapped or he was a poet or something. He was real suave and, smooth. He was a good looking dude. And so we would, we'd be talking about it. He'd come back like that. We were like, oh, there goes Shakespeare, so it would be really cute. And so I thought about that today. Like I remember that, all of us, how we would just be like, oh, y'all see Shakespeare, y'all hear Shakespeare, whatever. It was just so silly. But I was wondering, I was like, I wonder what people say about me. I'm sure they say all kinds of stuff about me. Sometimes it ain't that nice. But it would just be, excuse me, be interesting to hear, what people, cause everybody has little code names and everybody has little sayings and whatever else, especially if you're trying to be anonymous and you're around your girls or you're around your boys and you don't want nobody else to know, but y'all got this little secret language. It would be cute to know. So I would love to have some fly on the wall moments. just to hear, what people have to say. And, like I said, I know some people, they, my ears will be burning because I know they be talking about me. But that ain't my business. But it would be. So that kind of just jumped in my head. So that was one of those wonderings, like, what do people say about me? But then it also brought me to another thought. A couple years ago on social media, they had the big thing where the parents would be filming their kids and they would say, all right, y'all, say whatever, you ain't gonna get in trouble, but when I make you mad or whatever else, what do you be saying, when you go in your room, or what do you say in your head about me? And then they be like, and the kids be like, no. And the parent be like, no, you can say it. You ain't gonna get in trouble. This one time you can say it. And then the kids go on a rant like, you are ugly, fat, stupid, so. And those used to crack me up. And the mother or the father be like, what? So, and that would, that made me think about that. And cause I know my son be calling me some names too. So that tickled me. I thought about that, but those videos used to just crack me up because the kids, it's like they just release. They just let it all, the dam breaks and they just let it all hang out. So those used to crack me up so good. And so those kind of two things kind of, made me think, one made me think about the other. But I sure would love to have some fly on the wall moments. And, it'll be, and sometimes I'll, ask my son, I might ask him like, well, what you be thinking about? How would you be thinking about me when I make you mad? So that's cute. That's cute. And then I think about my students. Now, this is my year. This is year 32 for me in education. And as God is my witness, I ain't never had no kid cuss me out. None of my students, none of the ones that I teach. Now, I've been out in the hallway and break a fight up and the kid, get the F off of me, whatever, that kind of thing. But I ain't never had, none of my kids stand up and say, you blah, 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 blah. I ain't glory to God, I ain't had that experience. I've been, the in passing and in the hallways and all of that, but ain't none of my kids under my watch ever had the audacity to cuss me out. So glory be to God. But I know they be wanting to call me some names. Oh, I know in their heads they be like, that old light-skinned, funky so-and-so. I know they be talking about me bad. But you can talk in your head all you want to. Don't get froggy. Do not get froggy and jump up in here. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. No, sir. But I know they want to, I know they be wanting to call me all kinds of names, or they be calling me all kinds of names and whatever else. But I don't think I'm going to ask them. I don't think I'm going to open that Pandora's box, going to school tomorrow and be like, hey, y'all, when I make y'all mad, what do you want to say about me? Because I don't want to hear it. Because they'll be brutally honest. No. Y'all keep that to yourself. I don't want to know. But I know they have some thoughts running through their head. So that was some of my wonderings. And again, y'all, see, that's how my mind works. But those were some of the things that jumped in my head. And then I often, when the kids come in and we do their little warm up, some people call them bell ringers or whatever else. I call them a warm up, and I have them writing every day something. And sometimes I'll have them, would you rather be this or would you rather be that? And then have them, expand on which one they chose and why. And I love to do those because it's interesting to see. I'll ask them, would you rather be the moon or the sun? Would you rather live in a desert heat for 40 days or live in torrential downpour for 40 days? Like stuff like that, just to get them thinking and just to see, how creative they are and whatever else. And one of the ones that I posed to them is, would you rather have real love and be poor, or be lonely and rich? And y'all already know my answer, because I'm big love, Kim. I want love and be poor. We can love on each other and eat some cheese sandwiches. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Don't nobody want to be rich and lonely. No, Ebenezer Scrooge and all that. No, give me love and in the hood, love with a little or nothing. I'll take it. I will take it. So I often pose those to the kids. And so, think about it. Which one would you rather be? Would you rather have real love and be broke, poor? Or would you rather be rich and just be lonely and have all of the material things and nothing else? For me, it's a no-brainer. So I ask those kind of questions, and it's really, really interesting. And, have those conversations with your kids. Come up with some would you rather questions for your kids, your spouse, your mate, your whatever else. It's interesting conversation to hear people's perspectives on certain things. And, so again, that's the mind of Kim, and that's how I work. So those were kind of my wonderings. And then, as I kind of went a little bit deeper, as I'm reflective and, trying to evolve and become my best self, one of the things that popped in my head today was, if my younger Kim could give my teenage Kim some advice, what would she give her? And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. And the one thing I think, just in retrospect, looking back over my, high school years and, preteen and high school and, young adult into, getting out of high school, I guess. If my younger self, in uninhibited, free spirit Kim, who didn't experience anything, no, whatever, the purest form of the little girl Kim, if she could tell teenage Kim something, I think she would say, love yourself more. Love the skin you're in. Because I've always had a pure heart, and I've always been loving, and I've always been, the friend to everybody, and I was always whatever else, but I struggled with weight, and I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like, and then, people were mean. People were cruel because, it's always the fat jokes. But what they stopped doing with Kim, because see, what they didn't understand though, we used to call it joning. They quickly stopped saying the fat jokes because I got a quick wit. I would tear people up. Because all you can do is call me fat. I can lose weight. But I would go on them. And they would be so sad. So So I guess I love the fact that I've always had a quick wit, and I've always had a gift of gab, and I could always take words that make you feel like really small. And so when they would come for me like that, I would light them up, and then they would go running away. But then I would still sit in that, oh, you fat, but they, yeah, you could call me fat, but you can't call me ugly. You sure can't do that. So, but that, if my younger Kim could talk to my teenage Kim, she would tell her to love the skin you're in no matter what, because I didn't, and I struggled, and I think because I didn't love me enough, I accepted not enough. Especially when I started dating and whatever else, I accepted less because I don't know, maybe I just didn't, I don't know if it wasn't so much that I didn't think I was worthy. I just didn't have a great concept of body, and that played a role. So if my younger Kim could tell my teenage Kim, that's what she would tell her: love your skin, to love the skin you're in, and just be unapologetic and walk in your beauty, because God didn't make no junk. He ain't make no mistake when he made me. He made me fearfully and wonderfully made. I didn't know that back then, but now I do. And so I kind of wondered about that, and then I thought about what my young adult Kim, the one who after high school and through college and 20s and 30s, what would she say to the right now Kim? And she would say a couple things. But the one thing that stood out to me the most was just be your authentic self. And that's what I am. And then everything else falls in line. So those were my Wednesday wonderings. Other things, popped in my head. I guess one of the last things I'll leave, one of my wonderings, and God related wonderings, is sometimes I experience things and I know why. Later on, God might reveal it to me later on why I experienced these things. Or I would, as a teacher, I go to school, and I would go into interviews. I've never stayed in one school building more than 4 years. My first principal gave me that mantra: grow and go. And she would say, if you get there and you can't grow, then you go. I have never stayed in any school building more than 4 years. Some people are proud. I've been here for 30 years. Why? For what? Have you grown in 30 years, or have you just been comfortable coasting? And so I love the fact that she told me that. So shout out to Dr. Marion Whitehood, who, as a 24-year-old green teacher who came in there with all kinds of ideas and spunk, thank you. Because I have applied that to life. And so I've never been in a building more than 4 years, and I've always challenged myself to grow and to go. And I would get to some buildings and there wasn't really much growth, and then I'd be like, why, Lord, why do you have me here? Why did I come here? But I always would say every building that I went into was a mission, because every year before I start the school year, I always say, Lord, if there's only one student I can help, or one person I can help, because I recognized early that I wasn't just there for the kids, that somebody might have needed Kim's spirit, Kim's energy, Kim's love. And so every year at the beginning of the year, I said, Lord, if I can reach one student or one person and or both, then use me. And I would always tell people, this ain't no job. First of all, it's a calling. And then second of all, each year, each new school is a mission. It's an assignment. And sometimes I understand why my assignment was there, and sometimes I don't. And but the beauty of it is, sometimes he'll reveal things to you and give you an understanding, or give you, knowledge or wisdom of something. And then sometimes he doesn't. So I wonder sometimes, not just about, I stopped wondering about my schools because I always know that their missions and their assignments, and I'm there for somebody for a reason, and it all makes sense in the big scheme of my life. But sometimes I wonder, like, Lord, and I'll talk to him, Lord, like, what am I supposed to get from this? What am I supposed to learn? And sometimes I understand it, and then sometimes I don't, and I just have to be okay with, what, God, your ways are higher than my ways, your thoughts are higher than my thoughts. You know best. I trust you. And I just kind of just leave it at that sometimes. But I wonder sometimes, Lord, why do you have me experiencing this, and this? Why is it that, I gotta always be the strong one? Like, I know I'm built that way, Lord. I don't want to be weak. But, like, do I always got to carry it? Do I always, but I know I was built, and then I'll go back. I know, Lord, I know you built me like this, and I get it, and, so those are how I have our conversations. Me and God, we just, we roll like that. And, but I wonder sometimes, is it always going to be like this, Lord? Am I going to ever, and I guess I've had, moments where it's like, hey, this is, life has been good, but, like, do I always have to carry everything? But God knows. He knows. And, thank God he's wired me the way he's wired me. He's built me the way he's built me. I can withstand a whole lot, and I can go through it and still give him the glory, and still know that it's for my good, whether it feels good or not. But I do wonder sometimes. But we have a relationship, me and God, like that. And I tell him, and I'll say all the time, well, I don't get it. I don't understand it, but I guess I'm not supposed to understand it, and I'm talking to him just like that. You know what? But I hear you, God. Okay. I see it, I don't understand it, but okay. And, that's how we roll. And then I get frustrated, and I get ticked off, and I'll come back, and I'm like, Lord, forgive me for yesterday. I know I was a little bit ticked off with you too, and so and so and so and so and so and so. And I forgive me. I'm human. I dropped the ball. I don't get it up right all the time. And we good like that. We good like that. So, and God respects our truth, because it's always coming out of a place of love and reverence. I ain't shouting at them. I ain't cussing at them. I ain't whatever else. But I do question sometimes. Well, I don't get it. Can you help me understand this? Or am I supposed to even get this? Or what? So we roll like that. And he's good to me, and he answers me a lot. And he gives me clarity a lot. And some things he'll just say, Kim, you don't need to know that. Keep it moving. And I do. And to God be the glory, because he blesses and keeps and loves on me, and my life is good. So don't think, I'm complaining. My life is good. He's been good to me. He has blessed me and covered me and kept me and brought me through all kinds of storms and all kinds of mess. And he has been awesome to me, and still is, and the hope for my future is beautiful. So I trust him. I believe him. I'm holding on to my faith. And, he is my all in all. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful in my spirit and in my soul and everything. And so, but he, I keep it real with him. I keep it real with him, and I keep it real with everybody. I'm honest. Like, I'm transparent, Kim. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm authentically me. My ups and downs, my flaws and all. I don't get it right all the time, but I do my best to get it right. So those are my Wednesday wonderings. The Mind of Kim, welcome to my world. Come on in and sit with me sometimes. But that's it. That's all, y'all. That's just, just wanted to share a little bit of Kim. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for sitting here and listening to me. I hope it helps you, and I hope it just makes you to start thinking about things, and sitting in your wonderings, and then on top of that, remembering to be grateful and to thank God for every area, every facet of your life, because it has purpose. And so does this platform. So does this platform. And I pour it in. I pour into this. I do. And I'm going to keep doing it. And when God is ready for it to reach a bigger audience, He's going to make it happen. And it will be to the glory of God. And I can come back on here and say, y'all, remember, I said this, but, to God be the glory, because He's going to do it how He wants to do it, the way He wants to do it, and open up doors of opportunity and things that will be able to expand my heart and my voice and my ministry to the world. So I'm going to keep on keeping on. I'm going to keep giving y'all the best that I got. Ooh, Anita Baker, giving you the best that I got. Ooh, I'm going to say, I'm about to go listen to that. Yes. So that's it. That's all, y'all. Thank you for sitting with me. I pray that the rest of your evening is richly blessed. I pray that when you lay down tonight, that your sleep will be peaceful and restful and sweet, and that you will have divine dreams, and that the hand of God will rest upon you all night long, and that the angels will encamp all around you in your home and keep everybody in it safe from any hurt, harm, or danger, and that you will awaken tomorrow refreshed, revived, renewed, and ready to run on to see what your thankful Thursday will be. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. So go and enjoy the rest of your evening, some woosah wind down time, and love on yourself, take care of yourself, do something good for yourself, and sit in your wonderings and process some things. It helps you to grow and to know you a little bit better. And then circle back around in the morning for AM with Kim and check me out. And so go and be your wonderful self. And make sure, I hope that today you were better than you were yesterday. And my prayer is that we will be better tomorrow than we were today. All right. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May He lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Peace that guards your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, and everything about you in Christ Jesus. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And may the love of God cover you from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. And may He pour out richly and abundantly everything that you need and some of the things that you want. That's it. Go in peace and just be your best self and love on yourself and do something good for yourself this evening. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings from my heart to yours. I love you. I love you. I love you. Go and be wonderful. And check me out in the morning. All right, y'all.